Welcome to the official Budhole podcast, bringing you movies, video games, and randomness in between. Now bringing your hosts, Scott, the Great Brandino, Gage's Rage, and Star Lamar.
Honestly, I think if we all got together and we tried to sing the parts together, mashed them together perfectly, we wouldn't be that bad.
A couple
Baseline.
mouth
Boom,
saxophones.
boom, boom,
Oh, no.
boom, 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 boom,
What-
boom,
What
boom,
words?
boom, 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 boom. God, we could be in
Right
the
there.
Bellas.
Bottle.
And what are we here for this episode?
We are here for the movie review. Scott picked it. He picked
No, Scott did not pick. It was
Operation
your pick.
Christmas Drop, a Hallmark movie on Netflix. Okay, no.
It was every Hallmark movie has Christmas in the title.
Literally.
Yeah.
I
A
scroll through a
Christmas
section
Carol.
that's like holiday themed, and every single one has
A
Christmas in
Christmas
the title.
surprise.
A
Christmas
Christmas
pregnancy.
in Boston.
A Christmas
Proposal.
story.
A perfect Christmas.
Princess
There it
Christmas.
is. It's a perfect Christmas.
Literally, every single one. But that's not what we're here for today.
That's not. It's one holiday too early or too far
Technically.
ahead.
We are here for the greatest pick of last week,
Okay.
which was the Turkey Bowl. Essentially, a group of friends convinces their old buddy to come back to town to finish a game that they only half played because of weather, the Turkey Bowl, which is...
And was it... Sorry, I'm already interrupting you.
No, go for it.
Was it an actual football game that they played in high school, or was it like a flag football type thing?
No, I think it was an actual
Actual
football game
game.
in high school that
Yeah.
got rained out or stormed out.
Yep.
So it starts out Fat Jay Cutler, or Hodges, as they go by. Told you I'd get you. Not as much as I thought, but he looks exactly like
Jay
Fat Jay Cutler.
He totally does.
Yeah, that's a good
The
one.
main guy?
Yeah. Here, I'm going to pull up a
No.
picture. I defy you guys to go online, look up Hodges, which is Ryan Hansen. You see that?
Yeah.
Here's a picture of Fat Jay Cutler. Same hairdo, same face, same jawline, same I'm going to leave town, I'm better than my friends attitude.
Totally.
I put
Totally.
it together.
It's Fat
anyway.
Jay
That's-
Cutler.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So essentially, he is dating the senator's daughter. Senator of fucking New York or Chicago, Illinois.
About to be running
Senator
for
of Illinois.
president.
Gonna run for president. He's gonna propose to her. His buddies have been trying to get him to go back for Thanksgiving, to do the turkey bowl, to hang out for the past 15 years. He said no every time.
He's too good for him.
Did he get a call or was it a letter? I think it was a call.
It was a
About
call.
he had the
and his
funeral he
buddy.
needs to attend.
Yeah, his buddy died in a car accident, so he had to go back home. The funeral. He was going to be proposing to his girlfriend
In Vale.
in Vale. We heard that 1,000 times.
I should be in Vale right now.
God, I sound like such a douche when he said it too. It's like just propose outside the subway, like same shit.
It had to be perfect. You're going into like a royal family.
Essentially,
Everything that had to be okayed by
You're
her
gonna
father.
go into the first family, yeah.
he was
Yeah.
getting into the cabal.
I think he's in the cabal.
He might be now. So he decides to go back home. He's going to go to the funeral. So he kind of has like this weird flashback. Like, I'm happy, I'm sad. He hates his hometown. Doesn't like it.
And so does his fiance.
Yeah, his fiance
She
went.
wouldn't go with him.
No, she made that clear that she's like, I'll go, but I think it's better if I don't.
Yeah, and then she was thankful that she didn't.
Have
he
to
didn't.
go.
Hodges didn't want her to come with.
Yep. I think she'd been there. He'd been back once in 15 years. So this was the second time. And he has like a rundown memory lane on his drive back home. As he's driving through the country, he kind of starts to smile at some of the, I don't know, fucking bridges and shit that he drives by. Who knows? And he seems to be semi-happy to be back. And he goes in and he sees his old buddy. And I'm surprised this wasn't one of your favorite lines. He goes into the badge hole. They were the Badgers, I believe.
Yes.
The Putnam Badgers. And their rival was
The
Noble.
something Knights, the Noble Knights.
So that's the football game. That's the Turkey Bowl. Their town versus Noble. He goes into the badge hole, which, honestly, outside of it being like Wisconsin Badgers, badge kind of sounds like vag.
Yes, they played
And I
into
thought
that.
that was super fitting for Budhole and Badgehole. Honestly, Badgehole could probably be
the female
version of the Budhole. Patent pending.
Yeah.
I think we came up with something here.
That's a pretty good one.
All
the
right.
badge hole.
Let's put that one on the back burner. We're going to come back to that here in a couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
He goes in there, and his buddy, Fat Jack, runs the badge hole, which is like beer and wings. That's what he does. That's all he knows how to do. He walks up there. He's like, hey, man, it's good to see you. What I wouldn't give for you to press your hands up against my taint one more time.
Good shit.
He
Funny
was-
as fuck. His center.
He was the center.
That was pretty good, yeah.
And he's from Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
No, that's
that
Jonah
character?
Hill.
No, the guy who worked at the hotel. Who can tell you the state fish of Hawaii?
Yeah, it's
I have no
Oahu.
idea. Oh my god.
Never mind, moving on.
Anyways,
The bar reunion is happening.
he's got his buddies back there. He's going to say hi, give him hugs. And who opens his trench coat?
And reveals himself to be not dead, but alive.
None other than Mitchell,
Hodge's
his
best
buddy,
friend.
which is played by Matt L. Jones, who's got like that soft whisper voice.
Fans of Breaking Bad will be familiar with him.
Yeah, he's one of what's his name's Jesse Pinkman's buddies.
Is
The
it
meth
Weasel?
pusher. Something like that.
His voice is interesting.
That is what I
'cause
knew him from.
Yep.
I couldn't think of it.
He's been in a lot of things, actually. He's fairly popular. We'll look up his IMDb a little bit later, but
Or probably not.
maybe. So they want him to play the game. They got him back into town, faked his death to get him back there. He's saying no, decides to have a couple beers. They're hanging out, right? Having a good time. And Hodge runs into his ex-girlfriend from high school. Cheerleader, classic quarterback, dates a cheerleader.
Cheats on the cheerleader.
No, allegedly.
Allegedly.
That's why they broke up.
She found him naked.
Thad Castle's sister tried to bang him, but he didn't want to.
Exactly.
Turned her down.
Thad Castle's twin sister,
The
still
town skank.
equally skanky
The town skank.
as she was 15 years ago and wants to bang Hodges.
So as he tries to sneak out of the bathroom, he runs into her, and she's trying to get all over him, and Thad walks up and, grabs her. They have this weird brother-sister relationship. They watch too many videos of, that stepbrother, stepsister stuff.
No, stepbrother,
Oh,
no.
my God, I'm caught in the dryer.
Which coincidentally is the only thing he takes when fucking he's hiding out in Hodge's room waiting for him.
Just a pair of her
Her
underwear.
undies.
Just grabs her undies for the road.
How do
Skeets
you
out
know
the
these
window.
are hers?
I thought there was
Jesus.
some gold moments of this
There
overall
was-
pretty vanilla
There
movie.
was some funny
4
ones.
lines, 5 lines. Yeah.
So he's escaping. Thad comes up, who's the quarterback, middle linebacker of the other team. They kind of throw some words at each other, and a brawl breaks out. He tries to escape and get out of there because he's trying to stay squeaky clean because the senator's running for president.
All eyes on him.
Yep. Thad Castle goes running at him. He dodges back. Thad runs pretty much right through the window. I don't even think he shoved him through. I think he pretty much just stepped back and put his hand on him.
Yep.
Right through the window. He runs. Cops pull him over. A cop pulls him over. His old buddy from high school. They're shooting the shit, having a good time. He mentions, kind of threw him through a window, I guess, in a sense, whatever. He's like, well, confession is 2/10 of the law, motherfucker. I got to book you.
After he told him he was leaving and he wasn't going to play in the game. When
That's
he
when they
figured out he
arrested him.
wasn't going to play in the game, he arrested him.
So what you find out soon is that the whole town is trying to get him to play that game. So the judge is like, you either spend 30 days in jail or you play the rest of the turkey bowl.
Or you serve out some community service.
They're in on the death, on the fake death. They're in on the whole thing.
He gets to his parents' house. They're joking about him not knowing about the death of his best friend. Everybody's in on it. His own parents are in on it.
The dad's like, cat's out of the bag, Marlene. He's
Yeah.
like, I know, I just like to be a part of things. See, there are funny parts in the movie.
I thought the movie
You
was
just got to
funny.
find them.
I totally
You
missed
shouldn't
that one.
have to find out.
Yeah. The only one that stuck out to me was the Thad Castle line. Right when they're prepping for the big game finally.
We'll get there. We're well on our way to that part. So the rest of the movie is cliche. Teams get back together. Quarterback doesn't want to play for them. but he's still going to do it. They're kind of building team chemistry, but
Lovable losers.
yeah, they kind of suck. The other team looks like they've been training for the past 15 years.
Probably because they have.
Yeah. Thad is...
He's buying up the town, isn't he?
I think
Yep.
that's what it is. He's a
Yep.
realtor. His
Yep.
motto is like undefeated.
Yep.
Something like that because he'd never lost a game. And they were tied at halftime against Noble and Putnam, whatever. And Thad was dating his ex-girlfriend, the cheerleader from high school.
Kind of against her own will, but he gave her a good job, paid her well, so she kind of went along with it.
Went on dates with
She
him.
didn't really like him, though. Which, super generic.
Yeah.
So they realize their team is not very good. And they decide to get their coach back. He's in the nursing home.
Fuck yeah, this is good shit.
They
too.
go in there, and the coach gives the most epic football speech of all time.
They're like, let's go!
I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was something about, like, leaving it all in the field, and you have to do it for the glory and kick those noble asses.
Wait, you didn't remember it after he said it about the next 16 times in the movie?
That was the fucking kicker, though.
The best part of... One of the funniest parts of the whole movie is they fucking shoot rock, paper, scissors to see who has to keep the coach at their house. The offensive lineman loses.
The guy's name, the funny guy, his best friend that faked his death.
Yeah.
His name in Breaking Bad?
It's like Weasel or something.
Badger.
Badger, that's what it is.
The badge hole.
Okay.
Full circle.
That's wild.
The rest of the movie, though, the coach is staying at this guy's house, middle of the night. Hey, is it game time yet? The kid's like, no, coach, go to bed.
It's time for the game.
He's taking his shit. He walks in. It's time for the game.
He rolls over in the middle of the night. Coach is laying right by him. It's time for the game. No, coach, go to bed.
It's like, it's like 3 a.m. Coach is wide awake, just staring at him. Okay.
Just an old senile dude.
God.
I thought it was good shit.
I thought the coach was funny, too. So they're training. They got the coach back, shit like that. And then Thad is getting a little nervous.
Yes. Yeah, he's scouting out the practice for the home team, the Badgers, and sends his henchmen to go take out Hodge because he's too much of a threat.
All right, let's reenact this. You need to go take out Hodges.
Take him out to where?
I don't care. Break his leg, run him over with your car, whatever.
That seems pretty mean.
Fine, I'll do it. You're fired.
You can't fire me. I got a wife and a kid with special needs.
Well, hunger is going to be added to that needs. Fuck.
Brandon was doing good. Gage does not have a future in acting.
You're going to have to add hunger to that needs list.
The special needs list.
I don't think Thad Castle was speaking with like a country grit.
No, he doesn't. He has the most unique voice.
Did I sound like I was about to cry?
A little bit, but
Okay,
not really.
perfect. Nailed it then.
Either way, it was pretty.
So
that was
takes
fun.
You sounded closer to about to cry when Brandon talked about your mom on the last podcast.
Whatever,
did.
Star.
So Thad
That sounds like a loser's attitude right
matters.
there.
Thad takes matters
Butthole
into
five
his own
loser.
hands. Goes and lights all the team's jerseys on fire in the locker room.
He threatens him first, doesn't he? He's like, "Hey, you leave town." Because they placed a bet. The badge hole was on the line, and Thad never coming across county lines was on the line.
Yep.
So that was their added bet to the game. And he's like, I won't cross the lines. You guys won't lose the badge hole. You just don't play the game. You forfeit. Thad was afraid to lose because if he lost his title of undefeated, his motto, everything was going downhill. And that's when probably one of the funniest lines in the movie. Thad is talking about how he's going out with Jen, which is the cheerleader, and how he's going to take her on a date, and he's like, yeah, and I'm going to score if you know what I mean. It's like, when I'm banging her, I'm going to be banging you. Wait, no. When I'm banging her, I'm going to be thinking of you.
That's even more weird.
God, it was fucking hilarious. And then he goes on the bed. He's like, those are my sister's panties. Long story short, grabs them and then sneaks out the window.
Oh, fucking A. I love it.
Yeah, it says something about stealing his girl, stealing his sister's panties.
Taking all the women in his life.
So then it's at this point, I believe, when everybody else realizes that Hodge's parents are gone, so they decide to throw a big last party at Hodge's parents' house.
He got voted
style.
like
The town king.
Yeah,
She got
they had
town
some like
queen.
crown town
that's
thing.
Like
true.
homecoming.
The
Like
gobbled
homecoming
turkey,
king- yeah.
something or
This
another.
town took the whole football game like way too seriously. I've
Like it was
never.
a high school prep game.
They called the house party a pet fest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of your stereotypical small town football means everything type of vibe of
Oh,
this
yeah.
specific
And
small town.
was it Oklahoma or Nebraska?
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
And so they're having
They
the
take
party.
football seriously.
Yep.
And Dad's sister tries to get it in again.
Yep.
Well, okay, so Hodges goes upstairs, and one thing I don't get is he walks into his room, and this isn't the first time he's done it. Doesn't look around, doesn't turn on the lights, just takes his pants off before the door even closes.
That's what happens when I get home from work every day.
You don't look around just in case?
No, I drop him
you're
right at the
home.
front door.
I guess.
You don't go looking for Dad's sister in your room?
Thad was in there. His sister was in there the second time. She's hitting on him. She wants to have a good
Hardcore.
time.
Yep.
And for the second time, Jen walks in on her molesting him.
This is as
It's
they're,
not what it looks like.
they're starting to create this rapport. Like they've realized that they've liked each other. They haven't stopped loving each other. They want to be together, but he's got the fiance. She's kind of unsure. And he was like, she was coming over to say good luck and kind of probably spill the beans on how she likes him.
Yeah.
But she walks in on him.
Very cliche movie moment.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah,
seen that
super
100
cliche.
times before.
The crash.
You
to
knew
the
as soon
bottom.
as she got on top of him that
What was going to happen?
that girl's
Jen
going
was
to walk
walking
in that door.
Yeah.
Project X, same exact scene.
It's every
To a
movie
T.
Yeah.
ever made.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not what it looks like.
And so he chases
Yeah,
her
right.
outside in his underwear, professes his love for her, blah, blah, blah. She drives away.
She doesn't buy.
The senator's henchmen are just standing across the street, watching him stand in his underwear. It's not what it looks like.
Tell her how much he cares about her and why he didn't want to come back to this stupid town because of this girl that he still loved, cared for.
And this is where
Sappy sap, blah, blah, blah.
he's gotten into the, like, I'm leaving, kind of starts to pack up his shit, go. He runs into his buddy who faked his death, who's pretty much like, hey, dude, like, you didn't just leave the town. You left your best friends. You left all of us at home. You didn't say goodbye. You didn't write. You didn't call. You talked to us once in the last 15 years. Like,
Hollywooded, yeah.
I
yeah,
pretty much was dead to you.
yeah,
That's what he
exactly.
tells him.
He's like, you might as well just think that was true because I am dead to you, essentially. Whatever. Hodges leaves, goes. They decide to play the game anyways. But that's where Thad ruins the field. He starts the locker room on fire. I don't know how.
Dropped like a big power pole on it.
Backed into the telephone pole,
Yeah.
dropped it, but then the whole field was covered in water. So I don't know if they
There must have been a water break or something. A water pipe
something.
that broke.
So they had to play at a different place. They got the game, the field all set up. Hodges is gone.
Still
they can't
gone.
find coach. They're gonna play a man down.
The best part's when the fucking Putnam bus shows up. Dad gets out. He's like, "Whoa, that's really bad." They're like, "You son of a bitch! You did that." I totally didn't do that.
Prove it. So they decide to play. They're playing a man down, and Mitchell, the guy who faked his death, is going to be the quarterback. Well, that does not go well.
Goes real.
We'll just hand the ball off.
Honestly, it reminded me a lot of Hinton. We're
Yeah.
just going to run the ball, throw it twice, 3 times, 1 completion, 2 interceptions, and we're going to call it a day.
For those of you who don't know who the Hinton reference is, he's the COVID quarterback for the Broncos a couple weeks ago who threw 1 complete pass on 9 throws and a pick.
Correct.
Just one pick?
Correct.
2 picks.
2 picks, sorry.
More interceptions than completions. Then they actually, so they played the third quarter, is what they started out at. They played the first half. It was tied 7-7. Bad weather canceled the game the first time in 1998.
Yep.
So they're finishing the second half.
So Mitchell starts the third quarter. They go down 21-7, and that's when Hodges has this realization at the airport, decides to come back.
Which the
He needs the
realization
town.
was stupid too. Like,
Was he dying in the airport? He was having flashbacks.
well, like what went through your mind that wouldn't have already gone through your mind that would have got you to think, oh, maybe I should stay and finish this game? That made you decide, oh, I need to go finish this game.
It's got to be that level of regret.
Hometown pride.
It wasn't Hodges' decision, man. It's just like dodgeball with LaFleur. And
It was in his blood
Yeah.
all
Okay,
along.
that's
He
fair.
didn't have a choice. It's who he was.
Okay, that's
God,
fair.
Dodgeball's a banger, though.
But he shows up with Coach. He brings Coach with him.
Coach comes back. He decides to play, leads them back. They score a touchdown just towards the end of the game. I think like A minute 30 left. They're like, we're going to go for 2. Decide to go for 2. They do this like weird end around play. Guy gets fucking lit up. They're down now 19-21, like a minute 30 left. I think, doesn't he pick the ball off at the end of the game?
Well, Ego takes over.
Ego takes over for Thad.
Yeah.
They have the game locked up. And he's like, nope, we're going for it. We're going to pound it down their throats.
Run up the score.
I think he throws an interception, doesn't he?
Yep.
Hodges, one hand, picks it off.
Yep.
Down at the 9-yard line.
Yep.
They call this play. They're like, you know what? We have 91 yards to go, but we have heart.
God, what's the play that they... It was the play that they always... That was
Black
like bread
80.
and butter. Black 80. Fuck
Black
yeah.
80. Mitchell was supposed to block. Mitchell's always pissed because he's always got to block. He's like, it never goes to me.
And Thad banked on him blocking.
And he says, you know what? This time, don't block for me. Classic coach.
Super fucking
Classic
heartfelt moment.
quarterback.
Super heartfelt moment.
So Mitchell goes out, fakes a block, goes
Slips
deep.
off into the fucking fade route.
Thad realizes it,
Oh, shit.
turns around, starts booking after him.
Too slow,
Hodges throws up a fucking bomb, 91 yards. Damn near
In the
end zone.
air.
In the air. Damn near end zone to end zone. I think Mitchell catches the ball at like the 2-yard line. It bobbles up, catches it for the touchdown, and they win.
Badgers win.
Game
The
blouses.
badge hole stays the badge hole.
The ex-girlfriend, girlfriend comes back, says she knows everything. It's like, let's go back to Chicago. Let's figure this out. He says, no, I can't be with you anymore.
Do you know what it was? It wasn't her that ended up getting him to decide he didn't want to go back. It was the fried chicken that he finally started to eat at his parents' house. Do you guys pick up on that?
We got Sloppy Joe's.
He starts out hardcore vegetarian. By the end of the movie, he goes for the fried chicken when there's mixed vegetables in the bowl right next to it. Just the stupidest shit
Well,
that made me geek out.
Here's the thing. If you go vegetarian or vegan for somebody else, like you do it for a girl or a
It's 'cause
girl
you don't
does
wanna
it for
do
a
it.
guy, you're not doing it for your reasons. You're doing it for their reasons, which means that you probably still want to eat meat.
Fuck
Yeah.
yeah. And who
So
doesn't?
it's placed in front of you. You're doing it for the wrong reasons. You're going to fail. Every time. He breaks up with her, and then he gets back with Jen.
Gets the girl at the end
Goes
of the movie.
back to his hometown.
Classic.
So here's my take on this movie. It's a Hallmark movie for guys.
Total Hallmark movie for guys. I will say though, did your wife watch it with you?
Not intently. She went to bed before it was over. She was on her phone for most of the
So
movie.
she wasn't into it really.
No.
Alyssa liked it.
Did she?
Yeah, she thought it was funny.
It had some funny moments. It was a little long, 2 hours.
It's 2 hours long.
So
And it wasn't like a funny movie that just kept you in the whole time. There's serious parts of the movie.
Yeah.
For me, it kept me in the whole time, I will say. Like, I was fairly into it the whole time. Because there was enough funny parts, even in the serious parts. But I get what you're saying. It was a little long.
I was entertained the whole time. But there was, between him getting back to town and meeting his friends and, like, leading up to the game, there was a lot in that middle area of practice and, like, build up and that kind of stuff that...
They easily could have cut, like, 15, 20 of that minutes of that out.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. What's your score on it then, Scott?
Oh, we're getting to scores.
Or
Yeah,
do we,
I was just gonna say I feel like the movie's been done before and has been done better before.
that's what
It
I
was
was
very
gonna go with.
cliche.
I don't know that it has been
Predictable.
done, quote unquote, better. Like, there's other movies that have been like it, but, like, I thought the cast was pretty good.
What'd you think about the acting?
For not having any big names in it.
I thought it was okay. Like, I thought the acting was okay. I just felt like the story had a few kind of plot holes in it overall, which most comedies like that do.
I was kind of pissed that the tab on Hulu had Thad as the picture.
And
I
he
thought
was-
he was going to be the main character. He wasn't. That kind of made me angry.
He wasn't even. He was kind of a secondary, more of a tertiary character.
He's
think he's
probably the most
completely-
recognizable person in the movie, though. And that's why they used him in the marketing for it.
Him or
Badger.
Mitchell. Yeah, Badger. One of those two were probably... I recognized him right away.
Yep, same.
He's been in, like I said, we'll look up his IMDb, maybe. But he was in a lot of stuff.
What I think is Thad Castle's like a a full-on enemy. Like, you can't see him as an actor in a good role. He's almost got to be the...
He plays that douchebag middle linebacker
Villain.
really well, though.
Yeah, he's
He's
cemented
better
in that
in
role.
Blue Mountain State, though.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
because the Thad Castle is the greatest. But for me, I don't know. I agree with Star. I think of like Dodgeball as the same movie with a dodgeball instead of a football.
The difference was, I suppose, I mean,
Underdog sports movie type
yes,
thing.
okay,
Yeah.
I suppose I see that. Yeah,
Lovable losers going
different
against
plots.
the undefeated.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep, definitely.
Talladega
100%.
Nights.
There's a lot of them you could go with. So that's where I agree with Star and the done better in other ways. I'm going to give it a low score. I'm going to give it a 6-2. Wasn't the hugest fan. I laughed out loud 4 times, 5 times.
It's because you weren't watching it with me. Watch the movie with me next time. We're gonna have a good time.
I smirked one time, and I can't even tell you when it was. But after hearing you guys talk about it, I realized I didn't pay very good attention at all.
Well, you watched it in 3 parts.
I watched it in over 3 parts because it was so long that all of a sudden I'd be like, oh, this has to be almost over. And I'm like, oh, no, it's only 35 minutes into the movie. Wow. And so I took breaks about every 40 minutes and did something else. But I'm going even lower. I'm going to give it a 5.9.
Yikes.
Yeah.
All right, watch it with me next time. You can't tell
Not
me
going to watch it the next time.
the first
there
time.
won't be a second shot for Turkey Gate.
The first time Coach pops around the corner, and he's like, "Is it game time yet?"
That had
You
me
didn't-
just
That's-
geeking.
No.
I chuckled, yeah.
Yeah.
The funniest one was when he told him, yeah, it is game time. And that's when Coach gets lost. Because he's got dementia. He said it's game time. He ran out at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Is that what happened?
Yeah. That same player, he's sleeping in bed, and Coach says, it's game time. It's finally game day.
He's like, "Yeah."
Yeah, it's game time, Coach. Gone. So, yeah, Coach is all right. What are your 2 ratings there? You guys thought it was so funny.
I'm gonna go with the 7-2.
7-2?
Yep, 7-2. I enjoyed the movie. I think, like I said, it's a Hallmark movie for guys.
I think that's a good comparison. But I don't watch Hallmark movies, so.
You've never gone hunting with a week with one of my uncles.
Oh, actually, I've watched some bad movies up at your cabin.
Dude. He's like, let's watch Operation Christmas Drop. Let's watch the Christmas Catch. Let's watch Holiday. Holiday wasn't bad, though. That was actually a banger. Holiday, okay, so Hallmark movies for guys are going to be ones that are a little bit raunchier. You still have the love story. It's cliche. This movie was cliche. It was guy leaves hometown, comes back for XYZ reason, realizes that he kind of misses hometown but still hates it, has fiance elsewhere, falls back in love with high school classmate.
Sweet Home Alabama. Same story right there.
It's
American
the same
Pie.
shit. The difference with Sweet Home Alabama is I think it's a little more tailored to like the sweetheart part of girls, where this one's more of like a raunchy Hallmark comedy. Like that's,
But it's the same. She goes home. She hates hometown. She's getting engaged or just got engaged to some rich, famous person. I don't think I've actually seen the movie. But then she goes back, realizes she had all these friends that she just left. She actually still loved the guy that she was married to there. Same story.
Have you seen
And
Just
that's-
Friends with Ryan Reynolds?
I think this is Brandon's best pick so far.
It's not saying much.
I was curious if you'd look up really quick, Brandon. What are your other movies? Or which one is your highest rated so far?
This
overall?
this will be it.
well, we had Get In,
That's probably my highest rated of yours.
the France movie. You gave it a 6.5.
Was that higher?
Gage gave it a 5.7. I gotta look at
Okay,
this straight
so
on.
this is the one I've given the highest to your...
My other movie, Star gave a 6.1. Power. Gage gave it a 6.8.
Power was
Oh,
okay.
Power hit for me. What the fuck?
That was a 6.7 overall. So that's
You like
so
the
far the highest.
superpowers.
That was
that-
MGK?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Flaming MGK?
Yep.
The Man Who Killed Hitler and then the Bigfoot got a 5.8. Gage gave it a 6.5.
No! I did not. Did I
Going
actually?
back and listening to what we
No!
gave certain movies. It's kind of fun.
You thought that was better than this. This movie's way better than that.
And then my first pick was The Last Days of American Crime, which got a whopping 2.82.
Okay, so really quick regarding this movie. You gave it a 7-1.
7.2.
7-2.
6-2.
5-9.
I'm going with a pretty good score on this movie. I'm going to give it a straight 7-0. 7 out of 10. I liked it. I thought it was funny. I'll put it this way. When I see this movie on Netflix and I decide I'm going to watch this movie, it was everything I expected it to be. It was nothing more, nothing less. Gave me some good laughs. Obviously,
which platform did you watch this on?
Hulu picks them up.
What the fuck do you mean? What platform did I watch this on? The only one you can.
Scott. So you watched it on which one? Netflix?
No, it's on Hulu. I actually went to watch it on Netflix, and I was like, fuck, it's not even on Netflix.
Did Scott even watch this movie?
Yeah, I watched the movie.
Bet.
He's giving his review saying, when I went into Netflix to watch this movie, it wasn't on Netflix.
Well, I'm just saying, when you go to click a movie to watch it, this is what I expected it to be.
I'm on to you.
Dude, I watched the movie. I watched every single second of the movie. I'll tell you
Allegedly.
what part do you want to know about it.
I don't want to know any more about it. I gave it a 6-2.
Rotten Tomatoes score?
I thought it was interesting with this movie, though. Rotten Tomatoes, it didn't do that great, I think it was. No, Rotten Tomatoes, it did very good.
94%.
Metacritic
score.
That's for critic score?
Audience.
No,
That's
audience score.
Oh, that's bad.
But Metacritic, I believe, was like 67%.
IMDb is 5.6.
Yeah, that's where it should be.
But like I said, when I went to go click this movie to watch it, it's everything I expected it to be. It had some really funny parts. Thad Castle was legit the whole time. The jacked up pickup trucks, douchey mantra, the fucking town schlep took over everything. Just he was exactly what I thought he was going to be. The fucking badge hole was hilarious. Him getting up on the car to try and stop the breakout fight to begin. He gets hit with the fucking drink.
Him being better than Lamar Jackson at football.
I just thought the whole thing, the humor in it was good. It was funny. A 7 out of 10. You won't regret watching it, but you're also not going to be like, you need to go watch that. 7 out of 10.
Which comes to a cumulative score of 6.58.
And I don't think that's a horrible score. Maybe a little
That's
high.
a touch high, yeah. Not terrible, though. We've had worse scores.
What was the critic review
Metacritic?
for Rotten Tomatoes?
Rotten Tomatoes says no consensus yet.
Oh, because they refused to watch it?
That's probably what it is.
All right, so I got a couple different movies here because it's my pick next.
Oh, yeah.
I'm curious if any of you have seen The Irishman.
No.
No, I have not
That
either.
one
What's it on?
is 3
Netflix.
hours long.
That's the
plus.
reason
Very
why I'm a
long one.
little bit like, yeah, I don't know.
Go for it.
3 hours is a long
It is
time.
Scorsese.
I've wanted to. Mafia.
De Niro,
Fuck, that's
Scorsese.
3 hours is a long time.
You guys all watch it in 4 pieces anyway.
I
so-
don't. I watched it all last night. I stayed up late to watch it. At least I watched it, Gage.
I got last 20 minutes. I could have guessed off the top of my head, man.
So cliche. Holiday.
I'll start it tonight if you pick it. I'll get it up. Watched
I will
on
get
Netflix.
it watched.
It's on Netflix.
I will watch it.
Holiday 7. Watch it.
The Irishman is the pick for this week.
So good.
Irishman.
We'll give you the synopsis really quick before we sign off here. In the 1950s, truck driver Frank Sheeran gets involved with Russell Buffalino and his Pennsylvania crime family. As Sheeran climbs the ranks to become a top hitman, he also goes to work for Jimmy Hoffa, a powerful teamster tied to organized crime.
Was that it?
Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, Joe Pesci, Harvey Keitel, Ray Romano, a bunch of good actors, old school fucking
Everybody
guys.
loves Ray.
I've actually wanted to watch this movie for a while. It's 3.5 hours.
3.5
long.
hours.
So get ready for a ride.
And it is Scorsese who did Wolf of Wall Street, I believe. He did Casino, Goodfellas.
Patrick
I'm not going to lie.
The Departed.
Length of a movie
Departed.
definitely plays a factor in my overall rating.
I
So
do
this is
feel a
already
little
a
bad
2
about
points
picking
down?
a 3.5 hour long movie, but I wouldn't pick it if I didn't feel like it. If I was picking a Last Days of American Crime type movie, knowing
For
it's gonna be
3.5
complete-
hours?
No.
Oh.
Knowing it's going to be complete shit, I'd feel bad. But I feel like this movie has a chance to be really good.
I'm kind of glad you picked it because I probably never would have watched the movie because of the length, and you're giving me a reason to. Yeah,
I was already over the edge.
The Irishman is the movie for the week. 3.5 hour long, absolute marathon.
Here's
Make some popcorn.
The state fish of Hawaii.
I live in South Central. South
Maliwahi.
Central. And I hated it. So I moved to Oahu. Now I can name you over 200 different kinds of fish.
No, you can't.
Oh, yes, I can.
Do it. Yeah, you cannot.
G, ghost piper fish, grill fish, goler fish, grouper fish, greenback.
What's the state fish of Hawaii?
Huma huma nuka nuka apua ah. Yeah, bitch.
In case you were wondering what we were referencing earlier,
I was so close.
that guy from Forgetting Sarah Marshall is in the Turkey Bowl.
God,
He's not the bar runner, though.
He's not.
No.
He's the big guy.
The offensive lineman.
Yeah.
Different guys. He's the one who watches Coach.
He's the big guy.
Yeah, but the
as far as size.
The
The
bearded
center?
guy, the big white guy.
the center is the guy who's like, I really miss it. You pressing your hand against my tank.
The bar owner.
Yeah.
Okay.
Different
But-
character.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about, though. All right. With that, thanks for tuning in.
Go jerk it.
Bye. Check out our website, www.officialbutthole.com. We're on all
feel a
socials
little bad
at
about
Official
that.
Butthole. Please leave us a rating and review on Apple Music, and we'll see you next time.
Oops, wrong one.
You're just trying to scare Gage's rage?
It didn't work for shit.
Right at the end.